Hello. Well, this has just turned up. I was, dozing on the sofa after a hard day at work, and there'd been a thing through the door saying Parcel Force had tried to deliver, and I thought, oh, so and so. Oh dear, I wasn't in. But the nice man from Parcel Force decided to pop back on his way back to see if I was in, and obviously I was. So I've got this rather sinister looking black box. What could it be? Well, you know what it is because the title of the video, but let's open it, shall we? It's a Vax. It's a vintage Vax canister multi-purpose vacuum cleaner. A model 2100. And I have a feeling, unlike the Vax canisters you get now, which are made in China, I have a feeling this one could possibly be made in the UK, in Droitwich, and I was right. It says on the box, made in Droitwich, England. I got this from eBay from a company I've bought quite a few vacuums from. I bought a Maytag upright from them. What else have I bought? Something else. Oh yes, the other Vax, that huge Vax upright that washes carpets. And like the other two, the packaging is pretty knackered and it smells damp. So it's obviously been in their warehouse for quite some time. The staples are rusting, but we'll see. This was a bargain price. Well, I'm assuming if it's as described, it was $59.99 delivered. And as I open the box, instead of that lovely new vacuum cleaner aroma whiff, I'm getting a rather nasty damp cellar sort of smell. It's a smell I've not smelt for a while, ever since I moved out of my old house into a brand new one. My old house did have a damp cellar. So anyway, post now, you could win £10,000. I've got to post this to Vax Limited, care of Consumer Link. I don't think that will be valid anymore. Is there a date on this? I can't see one yet. I've got to register it. And again, the date of purchase in the year, it's got 19. So this was made in 1990 something, I expect. Can't see. Oh, here we are. Here's the closing date for this. The last draw will be in 1995. So unfortunately I'm a little bit late for that. So anyway, that's my guarantee, which isn't worth anything. Not now. The company selling these new but discontinued models should point that out in their listing. What's this? Never seen anything like this before. It's a little bit distorted. It says Vax Disc, similar to a tax disc you'd have on your car. Turn disc. Ah, look at that. Isn't that amazing? It says, for the best care of your carpets, we recommend that you vax them every 3 months. Use this disc as a reminder to vax your carpets. So, oh, and look, it's got tips. I'll have to come a bit closer. There's some tips here. Vaxing tips you pull out there. And then another little thing. Oh, that doesn't come out, does it? No. Thought something else came out. You just got some tips of how to vax effectively. So it's got a self-adhesive thing. Peel that off, stick it, somewhere prominent. I don't know, something like in your cupboard, under your stairs, wherever you keep your Vax. So if I now it's March. No, what is it? Yeah, it is March. It's March. So you put it on March, so I know that is when I last vaxed. So March, April, May. So really, according to Vax, in June I should be doing it all over again. Can't see I will be though with this machine, because unlike an upright carpet washer, they're a bloody pain to use, I can tell you. This is a Vax 2100. It isn't pumped. When I initially bought it, I thought it was a pumped version, but it isn't. It's a gravity fed solution. Well, part gravity, part the suction of the machine actually pulls the solution through the hose and the tubes, and it's partly works on gravity. The pumped ones I think work better. Anyway, quite comprehensive instruction book there. This reminds me of my very first Vax. It'll work on a similar principle. I had one of the earliest Vax cleaners, the 121 model. This is just a slightly upgraded version, but it looks very similar. This is the dry filter with a replaceable pleated, don't know what sort of material you'd call that, but anyway, it's sort of a dense paper filter. That's for dry use only. You don't use that when you're using it for wet pickup or shampooing. Again, everything, because I hope I don't find a spider's nest in here like I did with the last Vax I bought from this company. Here is the hose. Very strong. You know, it's made in the UK. It's slightly better, I would think, than the offerings that you get now from Vax. Right, that's missing its front label. This is, or is it miss? Or is it? It might not be. That's a defoamer, something you don't tend to have to use in 3-in-1 cleaners or carpet washers, although sometimes a defoamer would be quite useful. That goes in the recovery tank, the defoamer. You've got 2 metal extension tubes. It all looks very similar to the Vax canisters you get now, and here's Vax, original Vax carpet cleaner. That brings back memories. It does smell very similar to the first carpet shampoo Vax launched with their first machine. Although it wasn't, I do remember actually it was in a different bottle to this, much different to that, so it's probably not the same. Right, what else? Quite crude packaging. Now, there's nothing else in here apart from the machine. Whoops, hang on a minute. Might be easier, I'll just take the motor off. So I'm assuming that all the other bits will be inside. Right, there we go, get rid of that, that stinks. It's all dusty as well. Right, that's one side, and we'll have a look what we've got inside. It all looks a little bit, no, maybe it's, I don't know if it's discoloured slightly, it looks a bit, I don't know. Anyway, that is your main Vaxing wash head for your carpets. On the very first series of Vax that I had, it was considerably less wide than that. It was probably about to there on the original Vax, more like the sort of nozzle carpet upholstery nozzle you'd get with a normal vacuum cleaner. It was about that size, so you can imagine it took forever to use. But when it was introduced, the first Vax, it was quite revolutionary really, and it did for a period become Britain's best-selling carpet cleaner, vacuum cleaner that washes. There's your tiny little head for your upholstery. Could use this, do your stairs with that as well. Now this has definitely discoloured. I saw the picture of this. I'm sure I can still get new ones of these, but that is definitely, that is not the original. It's aged. It still seems okay, probably okay to use, but that, because it's been stored for such a long time, has aged the tubing. That would normally be a lot clearer because it's got a sort of a browny colour due to the storage, but apart from that it does seem, and the little spring on the end, well, little weight, looks a bit corroded, so I'll have to clean that up. So I'll have to see about getting a new tube, probably still can. Right, good, there is more to come because I thought I was missing all the other tools. Here is the carpet and upholstery tool. Not the carpet, what am I saying? Just the upholstery and curtains and whatever. The small tool anyway. Here you've got your dusting brush. Medium soft bristles, they're not ultra soft but they're okay. Very square looking nozzle that. You got your crevice tool. Don't know if you can see that on the camera, it's got Vax written on it. This, which my Vax, original Vax, didn't have. I think that is something to do with the dust bag. When you're using it as a dry vac, I think the dust bag fits onto there. Here we have carpet. There's my scissors. Here they are underneath. That's going straight out to the garage, that box, it reeks. Here we have pretty standard carpet and floor head. At least it's got a metal base. I expect the ones today don't. And you've got your pedal to lower the brush. So it's got a brush at the front, squeegee at the back, 2 fibre pickers either side of the suction inlet, and you've got the suction channel that goes up to the edge. As you can see, there's a little edge cleaning slot there. So that's pretty basic. I've had many heads like that from several different makes of cleaner. Here's the dust bag. I believe you can buy a reusable cloth bag for this. This fits model 101, 121, 222, 2000, 2300, 111, 221, 223, 2001, 2301, 20 series and 23 series. So there's, I hardly ever used them. The very first Vax I had, I didn't really use it for dry use because I had plenty of other vacuums to use. I only wanted it really for the washing function. So here is the bin. Looking a little bit shop soiled, or just needs a bit of a wipe down. But they've done away with the all orange colour scheme that they had on the original, and they've gone for this turquoise and orange. Doesn't really go together, does it? But anyway. And you've got 1, 2, 3, 5 wheels. So it's pretty stable. I'm not sure if the original Vax only had 4 wheels. I'm not sure about that. But anyway, this one has 5. Here is the Reservoir. Again, it's very similar to the one I had. Fairly large. It's got 4 litre maximum capacity, so this is what you'd put your warm water and your solution in. I always used to fill it up, put the cap or 2 of solution in and swirl it around to make sure it was thoroughly mixed. And you've also got, I'm just about seeing there, what looks like a ping pong ball, very like a ping pong ball. That's just your float valve. But as the tank fills with dirty water, when it gets too full, that little float valve there stops the suction, and obviously you'd know because the machine wouldn't be picking up anymore, and the tone of the motor would go higher to tell you you must empty. So that's that. And last but not least, we have the power head. Again, it's got another filter here. This looks just like the original filter that I used to have. Looking in at the motor, I was thinking it might have slightly rusted because it's been stored for so long, but it does look pretty clean in there. That's the motor. And then that filter there just protects the motor from any larger debris that might find its way to the fan. What else can I show you on here? At the back here we've got, it's hardly a filter, it's more like a diffuser. Now I don't know, oh yes, I think that's it, that's it. It's all coming back to me now. So that's a diffuser. It's like a very, it's like a spongy material. It doesn't really filter very much. It just diffuses the air when it exits the machine. Instead of being a blast, it sort of diffuses it and also muffles the noise a bit. So in that goes. Have I put it in the right way? Possibly not. Or have I? I might have done. Let's have a look. I think that was correct. That's it. So there's that. So this is the motor unit. It's got a bit of protective packaging on there on the top. I'll keep that in case I need to package it up again. And this was a little bit more deluxe than I think the 2000 model, because you've got this variable control here that controls the suction power. It's an electronic control, as you can see there. So it's actually, for some reason, it recommends this setting for actually washing your carpets. It's got the symbol of the wash head with shampoo dripping out, so it's not quite on full power. I suspect though you wash your carpets on that setting, but when you want to go over them again to dry them, probably turn it up to full and then you get the maximum dryness. On the top you've got your on-off switch, which is protected by a little rubber or plasticky seal. If you've got slightly damp hands, press that in, that will illuminate red. And of course on pumped models you'd have a further switch at the back to operate the pump. So there we have it, and all the cord is tied up still, and a plug which looks rather out of date, being white. Why couldn't they just put a black plug on? I don't know, but anyway, it does make it more sort of authentic, doesn't it, to have a white plug. So let's just pop myself back down. So daisy, pop the motor unit on the cleaner, click it into place, that's it, and there we have it, a new but vintage Vax canister vacuum cleaner slash wet and dry cleaner slash carpet washer. One thing I didn't show you, which I'm pretty sure the original didn't have. I did have a more newer version of this, a more deluxe version, with a rapid cleaning head. I did a sort of a little video of that years ago, which is on my channel, which was in burgundy, so it's quite like this, very similar, probably similar era. And that did also have these slots on the back, which is quite useful if you do use this as a dry cleaner. You've got your slots at the back to store your 3 small tools, so they're always ready to be used. So that's useful, but in my experience these cleaners were a little bit cumbersome to use for dry use. Perfectly adequate to use for dry use, but because of the shape they tended to be, you know, not as convenient as like a cylinder cleaner with a more traditional shape, because obviously it's difficult to clean stairs with this. You'll note, if you can just see, there's a tiny little groove there. That's where the solution tube actually goes in to the machine. But everything does seem, I haven't got one of the latest versions to actually do a direct comparison, but this does actually feel far better made because it's made in the UK. Unfortunately, the majority of appliances today to keep costs down and to keep us consumers with the bargains that we demand. Production has moved to China for a lot of things, but this one was still from a time when most appliances, I remember the time when most appliances were made in the UK, all washing machines, dishwashers, dryers, and most of the vacuum cleaners, you know, like Hoover, Electrolux, Vax, even the D-Man, he used to make in the UK before he sold out to Malaysia. So everything seemed to be a lot better made, and obviously, you know, when you get old like me and you think, oh, things were better in my day when I was younger. Well, when you have something like tangible to hold, like a vacuum cleaner, and you compare it to a vacuum cleaner made in China, it is true, things were better made. Even at the time you might have thought they weren't very well made, but you compare them to what a lot of appliances you buy now, they were very well made. So if you still want quality, I'm afraid it's the Germans. Always go back to the Germans. In fact, speaking of Germans, look, this is my daily driver at the moment. I must do another video on this, a proper one. Fortunately, it's not available in the UK officially. This is a German version. My Sebo Professional G1. Right, because this has arrived a bit later than I thought and the light's fading already. Not sure whether I'll be able to give a demo of this, so I think we'll leave this video for now as an unboxing, and when I've got a bit more time I'll set this machine up and demo it, doing a bit of carpet shampooing for all you people that are interested in seeing that thing, and a lot of you are. So if you are, stay tuned, because I'll be back with a demo of this Vax 2100 vacuum cleaner that washes.